Thanks.
There we go.
Sorry.
Well, I'm live now, so flip everyone off.
I had my puzzles glued together.
Oh, did they break apart?
Yeah, because you stacked stuff on them.
I'm sorry. We're moving a lot of stuff.
Yeah, and you just kind of threw everything over there.
Being yelled at, guys. And I'm being yelled on stream.
No!
What is going on, my frosty friends? My name is Wintercasice, and welcome back to Discord Dungeons and Dragons with the Solaires. Hey, guys. How's it going?
It's good.
Boop.
Dick.
I say,
Ah.
be on face cam for a little bit.
3 months.
And I say, it's been a bit. It's been a hot minute. But I am here. And I say, but, with that being said, freaking just, also, just before I go ahead and get this stream going with D&D, this is my first stream in my house. This is the first stream
Is it though?
It is. It's my first stream in the office. About to say in my.
Oh no, man! That winter. Hold on, I think that Wintercasice.
Is that winter guy streaming at the same time as me again? That motherfucker.
I think
How
that winter
dare
guy is
he?
streaming at the same time.
How dare he? I will send a cease and desist letter.
I see.
What
What is wrong with this guy? Is he like
Yes, I can. I can put it in my own mailbox that I own, and I can't sue myself for it.
I'm not sure who's going robot, but someone's going robot.
That's him.
Me?
Yeah, you were going robot for a moment there.
All in rhyme.
I am a robot.
All in rhyme.
Yes. Yeah. Here's a mail and never fails. It makes you want to scream and wail. Please stop using our songs in your videos. Hold on. Wait. Also something. Tiny, what is that map in your background?
What?
What is the map in that background? The one over your shoulder.
It's the bully map.
The bully map?
Yes.
Yeah, that's school
It's
game
called
bully.
That's the map for it.
Oh, for the game,
Yeah,
the Rockstar game,
Yeah.
Bully. Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Dude, it's been forever
Ooh.
since I've even thought about that game. Didn't they
I
get
used to play it.
Didn't that get a remaster like with
I am
the-
going pale. I spend too much time in my room practicing.
About to say, you need to get some
I-
sun, my dude.
I'm never in the sun, yet I'm still
I mean, if you want to, you can. About to say, there's not really a place to sit in
not.
here.
I know there's not.
Not right now, not while we're. Yeah, if it's not plainly obvious, guys, me and Abby are still moving in, so everything's still a mess.
Yeah, understandable.
But at least it's a mess here and not a mess anywhere else. But anyways,
Yeah.
so what do you say, guys, that we get back into Discord? Dungeons and
Mr.
Dragons?
Robot, you
Am I roboting again?
yes.
You seem to do it a lot today.
Hold on.
Possibly streaming and the face cams all combined.
Possibly.
Face cam gone.
I'll turn off face cam, see if that helps. Does this help?
Seems like it so
You're not-
far.
Do I sound like a robot?
Nope.
You sound like a bad knackle.
I was gonna say you just send me a text. Oh well.
He wants to be a real boy.
Supposed to be.
Back rolls and stuff.
Yeah, you seem to be coming in clear now, Winter.
On my yellow folder that had been filming.
Well, right now, Bim's in the city with a tabaxi, so it's fine. What could go wrong?
Bits
And you
bits
just
of history with the kitty man. Bits and
Everyone's
Hey.
got their own key, man.
Hey, Skolvin's fine. Skolvin's fine. Skolvin is a fighter paladin right now.
Skolvin's fine. Blue called him.
Yeah.
I gotta. Oh man, hold on. I'll be right back. I gotta move this. Hold on. Everyone's gonna see my desktop for a bit. It's a mess. Forgive me. I gotta check something. It's from another Discord server. I got tagged in something. Who's tagging me? It's an update. Who's updating? Right, tagging everyone with an update right now. How dare you? God damn. Anyways, so
Bip has PTSD.
why would Bimp have PTSD? Just
Let's see. I don't know. Maybe being pulled onto a cart and then boulders being rolled down
was consensual. It was consensual.
Yeah,
I forgot all of that.
me and Abby still talk behind the scenes of the PTSD that Bimp has. But anyways, let's go ahead.
He was ready. She expected the consequences.
she expected
The
you to have.
horses. Oh god, I forgot about the sound the horses made.
Mm-hmm.
It was a nice little swell.
Sculvin also took a lot of damage from that too.
Yeah.
Mhm. And he's still spick and span.
Jeez, spick and pan now. But
Anyways.
anyways,
was impressively strong.
D&D.
Durable. Anyways, D&D.
It's D&D.
Love you.
Craving.
Yeah, D&D.
This is how I got DMCA'd. Anyways, so last time on D&D. The last time we left our adventurers, the Solaires, they had come across a sect of the Thieves Guild that had been currently basically doing the same quest that they were doing. Reconnaissance and trying to take care of this threat, this orc threat. As you guys entered the... I gotta pull up my notes. Here it is. The... into Gunnak's origin, which is the renamed city of the capital of the Ravaged Path, which is now deemed the Empire. Upon talking with this sect of the Thieves Guild, you all were able to team up with members of this Tabaxi sect, in which each of you were then gone around the city. Some going through the north entrance, the south entrance, the east entrance, and the west entrance. And then there is Kazir, who took the sewer entrance. And upon going through, you each were finding hints and signs of various religious symbols that, to most of you, it was an odd sight to see, considering the fact that they were gods that none of you had heard of here in Atharia. They're mostly in books and stories. But with them, you would realize, and I'm trying to remember who made the roll, but one of you made the roll to identify that these were gods worshipped in a country known as Atolvor, which is to the west of where Atharia is, past Oshana. But upon entering the city, from each of your entry points, you realize the streets are empty. And that is where we're going to pull back in. And we're starting with Kazir.
Shouldn't we start with Wealth, since last time we ended without really doing Garnan's side of things?
I say,
If memory serves.
Has been a moment. You know what? Let's
I really don't remember. I would prefer if we started with someone else so that I could get a reminder of what's going
Oh,
on.
all right.
Okay, sounds good.
Blue says they did Garnan's, but
Yeah, but let's start with okay. There we go. Found. I got it. Well, I don't know. I don't know why that happened. That was
I was a young
that was random.
warthog.
That was-
When I was a young warthog.
Yeah, sing a Disney song. That absolutely won't. Anyway.
oh, right.
It won't backfire. What are you talking about? There's no such thing as copyright claims, Winter.
So starting off with Kazir.
Ow.
Kazir, if you remember correctly, you and I misplaced the notebook that has the name of all the Tabaxi that you guys are traveling with. So I
Yeah,
You're
Because it was
welcome.
with True Wave.
What other cat names can you come up with? Vaxilef.
Oh, that's the
Good job. Team
Red
effort.
thing. Welcome back. Yeah, Winter, if you're talking.
Okay, here we go. Sorry, I don't know.
There you go.
My microphone's cord is acting up. I may end up having to replace my cord. But anyways, yeah, I don't know. That's so weird. I don't get it. But anyways, I was working on Thieves Guild details and everything, and I misplaced the notebook because I was working on stuff. So I don't remember all the names. I should have rewatched the last stream, but the end of the last stream just so I can remember names. But
I understand. Agreed.
I've been a bit busy and working on some projects.
I put the names of all the tabaxis in the D&D chat.
Did you? Okay, perfect. Hold on. I'm going to pull it up on my phone so I have it.
Yeah.
There was True Wave, which I believe Kazir was with, because he was the first to introduce. Tranquil Fire, Beauty of Summer, Fallen Twig, Swift Glove, and Drifting Cloud. There's probably another few.
There are, but... Yes, True Wave was the one that Kazir was traveling with, and that was the one that you guys have worked with before. The Blackbird Panther like Tabaxi.
Oh,
That was
I didn't realize.
Black Panther trademark.
No, not now. You can't trademark the color of an animal. A panther's fur is traditionally black.
Well, I mean, you'd like to think so, but
There are copyrighted colors. You know this, Winter.
Nope.
there's actually even copyrighted genetic coding,
No,
which is really kind of fucked up.
no offense. If Marvel tries to sue somebody for calling a panther black, fuck them.
Oh yeah, I agree. I fully agree.
That is so petty.
Hey guys, look at that. Guys, look at that Black Panther. It's just like copyright claim.
Copyright claim.
Age restricted video.
Go to the Safari channels and like, look over there, there's a Black Panther. All of a sudden, Marvel's just like, sorry, this is a cease and desist letter. It's like, what the fuck?
I can see that.
But anyways,
that sounds like a Simpsons skit or something.
okay, it would be a Saturday Night Live sketch. But anyways, Kazir, you were able to exit the sewers. You're now on the surface with True Wave, and as you are on the surface, you look around and there is no one on the streets, not a single person. As you look around you, I would like you to roll me a perception check.
All right. 9. And my perception, I can never remember. Hold on a moment. Where's... there it is. Perception. I'm looking at the wrong thing again, aren't I? Yes, I am. That's... Perception is +9.
Okay, so 17.
Yeah.
Okay. With that check, you look around, and I mean, the town itself, you could assume, like, you could see that this town probably was a very beautiful place at one point. Because the buildings are well built. Most of them are stone with some segments of wood, but it's most of the buildings are very well crafted stone. You'll notice that like the streets are cobblestone paved, which is not a common thing in most of the cities. Most of them prefer either the only place you'll find cobblestone are like in the big cities here in Atharia. You guys saw it in Melbourne, but like even Peglin didn't exactly have full cobblestone streets. And it's a change of pace for you guys. And as you're looking around, you do see a church, which you did roll a religion check, I do remember, and it had the symbol of an eye, which with a religion check you were able to determine that it was a symbol of the Allfather, known as Odin.
Odin, yeah. I remember that.
True.
And you mentioned how the Raiders had that symbol also, and were from the north, right?
Yes, yes, because that's how you were able to tell that it was from the yes.
Yeah.
True Wave looks around. I'm gonna roll a check for her real fast. Not bad, not bad. This is odd. Where is everybody?
I was thinking the same thing.
We've been
He says, kind of getting on edge.
talking with the scouts. They've informed us of the daily rituals. Where is everyone? We best stay on guard, Kazir.
Agreed. He says, kind of gripping his dagger, just not unsheathing it, just kind of getting ready for it to go down. Ow.
So now my question, Kazir, can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Only like every other word.
What is going on, dude? Okay.
That came clear.
Okay. That is so weird. I mean, I am getting updated internet and everything tomorrow. Not tomorrow, but Monday as well. So I'll have even stronger internet than I have right now. But
Cool.
This is still weird though. Anyways.
Yeah, I agree.
Now the question is, Kazir, what would you like to do?
All right. Kazir uses his ring of detect magic.
All right. As you focus on it, your eyes blink into a greenish hue, and as you look around, you're noticing fragment pieces of magic. It seems kind of askew a little bit, but because of how detect magic works, you do see some illusion magic coming off of the streets. But the big piece of magic that seems a bit strange is coming off the church. There seems to be a very strong abjuration magic coming from it.
Kazir leans over to whoever he's fought with and says,
True Wave.
True Wave. All right. Kazir leans over to True Wave. I think we should search the church. Or chapel, I mean. You wanted to say church, you would just say chapel. Sorry.
Yeah, same thing, essentially.
Yeah. Basically.
We're splitting hairs here.
Yeah.
That is a True Wave looks at you and goes, "It wouldn't be a bad idea to catch our grounds. Maybe we can find someone." You notice that if you do remember, she did put on. She is disguised. She does not. And you guys are disguised as well. You were hit by the seeming spell, so you all look like orcs. And
I remember.
And basically, you guys are going into the church.
Yeah.
Would you like to go stealthily, or would you like to go like a common pace?
Oh, let's go common, because that if we walk in, it'll look a little less suspicious than sneaking in.
Sounds good. All right. In that case,
at least I would think.
All right. So you guys just start moving, and there doesn't seem to be anybody out to notice you. As far as you can tell, no one's there to stop you, and you get to the church, and you just open the door.
Yeah.
As you open the door and you look into it, it looks like an normal church. It doesn't seem like there's anything wrong with it. Pews are there. All the different, tapestries are up, and you see symbols of. You see 3 big old stained glass windows on the inside, which depict various symbols and various characters. Roll a religion check for me.
All right. 8, and I believe my religion is like 1.
All right, so a 9.
But I will double check because where is the religion? Yeah, +1.
All right. So a 9. You're not really sure what all the symbolism is. You seem to, on one of the stained glass windows, you see a symbol of a man with a long beard and with his eye, one of his eyes covered, and he is holding 2 children in his arms.
He's holding what in his arms?
He's holding 2 children.
Oh.
In the next stained glass window, it appears to be a symbol of. It appears to be this man looking over a crowd of people, and he is holding what appears to be some kind of sword, dressed in armor. And then the third panel, which is a symbol of these 2 children, all what appear to be grown up. Under still the bearded man in the background, but you see a man holding a hammer, and next to him a man who doesn't appear to be holding any weapon. But all 3 cladded in armor. You're not really sure what that means or who these characters are per se. You do, because of your prior religion check, you are able to identify the man with the beard whose eye is covered. That is Odin. That is what you can determine. But as far as the rest of these characters, you have no idea who they are. But as you look around the room, no perception check needed. You do see where that symbol of abjuration magic is coming from. You see at the area of which a cleric or a paladin would be giving a sermon. You see a circle in various different kinds of runes. It's pretty decently sized. It is a 15-foot circle, and in that circle you see a man chained to the floor. As you look at him, you notice that this is not a human. His skin is bluish green. He has tusks coming out of the bottom of his jaw. But he's not huge. He's not a big man. He's not an orc, from what you can tell. His hair is an unkempt red. It's just all frizzy all over the place. The guy doesn't look like he's showered in quite some time. And you just see him staring at the floor. True Wave just kind of looks at you and goes, I do not remember any of our scouts mentioning that.
Because you're kind of wincing. I see. Probably best that we do not leave no evidence. He reluctantly kind of says, implying that we should not get involved with this right now. I mean, not investigate the area more before they mess with the person.
Okay. Do you just want to take some time and actually look around and see everything?
Yeah, do a little more investigating before we do anything with the person.
All right, roll me an investigation check.
Please be high 10, and my investigation is +5.
All right, so 15. So, so as you're taking your time, you're looking around this church. You're looking through this church hall, and you don't see any random symbols or anything that's kind of giving you a vibe that this is like something's gonna pop out at you or attack you. There doesn't seem to be any secret passages or anything. It seems pretty straightforward. It's a decent sized church, but it doesn't seem like it's hiding anything. As you get up to the circle, you're still keeping your distance. You inspect. You're kind of inspecting around the circle. It doesn't seem like anything is happening outside the circle, but inside the circle, it seems strange. Roll an Arcana check.
Oh shoot. What is? I have no idea what my Arcana is.
That would be an intelligence.
+1.
+1.
Yeah. So yeah, that's a failure.
What'd you get?
Oh, 3 in total.
Oh, you're still very new to magic. Like even your powers are still very odd and still kind of mystical in their own way. It's you're not quite sure what this circle means. But you do notice one thing. Your detect magic stops at the circle. It doesn't seem like there's anything else. Like you basically what I'm saying is when you look at a spell and you've used detect magic more than once, you could typically see if something is there's a magic effect, you could still see into the magic effect. As you look at this magic effect, it stops at the circle. You can't peer into it. Your the detect magic seems to be at bay.
Interesting. Because your kind of mutters.
Anything you can discern?
There's a strange form of magic that won't let me see with my magic, detect magic, he explains.
I'm going to roll an Arcana check for her. That's cocked. She has no idea.
I mean,
True Wave just looks at it and goes, "Unfortunately, I'm not well versed in this kind of magic." And as you guys are discussing, you hear who's there? As you see the form chained to the floor is kind of he's trying to lift himself up a bit. Who goes there? As he
Azir has a look like, I have no idea what I'm supposed to say here. No,
he looks up at you. And you see kind of his eyes are glazed over a little bit. Are you using magic?
No, I just have a magic ring. No, he wouldn't say that. I'm sorry, I'm struggling with what to say.
No, it's okay, dude. Oh, you walked into a church and you find a guy chained to the floor. It's okay to be stammering for a moment.
Yeah. Yes, I am. He kind of says softly.
Please. Put your hand in the circle. Please. You don't have to touch anything. Just...
Oh. I'll do it.
Alright. All right.
Kazir kind of reluctantly does what the guy asks him to and puts his hand in the ring.
As you
I
put
mean,
your
circle.
as you put your hand in the circle, it is such a weird sensation. Your detect magic. Typically, when you have magic effects on you. As you put your hand in the circle itself seems to cancel out whatever magic is being used on you. But as you reach out, the man looks at your hand, and you just hear, and you watch as your detect magic fades. That green, the greenness in your eyes go down your arm, to your hand, to your fingers, and you watch as this man breathes in a greenish mist into his body. Finally. He focuses. You watch him look down at his hands, and they glow a kind of a blackish color. And you watch as the runes disappear into nothing. Thank you.
His ear kind of lets out a uncertain, "You're welcome," kind of question mark at the end.
I've been... Who are you? What is your name?
Let's just say I'm not with the others. Is he kind of learning his lesson about names?
Uh-oh. There we go. Okay. No, you're good. My audio was... My thing was flickering. Anyways. Well, you're not an orc, that's for sure. You have magic on you. Well, allow me to introduce myself. And you watch as he closes his eyes and focuses on his shackles. And you watch as they kind of explode off of his wrists.
Whoa.
Apologies. That was uncomfortable. My name is Brelone. I am the former...
Spell, please.
Oh, sorry. That is Breelon. Brelone. Apologies. I am the former ruler of this city. But I presume you're not here for small talk.
Correct. Realizing who he is, pardon me, he kind of is a little more helpful and relaxed.
And don't forget, Stray. If you're ever curious if this person is lying or not, you could always roll an insight check to determine.
You know what? Yeah, I'll have Kazir roll an insight check.
All right.
On 17.
17.
And I'm sure my insight is like 10. Insight is 0. I didn't realize my insight was 0.
So straight 17.
Yep.
All right. You can tell this man isn't lying. He seems to be telling the truth. From what you could tell, this man doesn't seem to have a reason to lie to you. You freed him.
What?
At least that's what you could tell. Hi, kitten. How's it going? But He looks at you. Which, now that you're seeing him full on, now he's standing, as he stands up, he's lanky. Like, he doesn't seem to have, like, a lot of weight on him. There's definitely some muscle on him, but it seems not really like huge muscles. They're pretty small. But I say, he is tall.
Like a jaguar build.
Yeah, he is a
longish, bigish, but not like a lion.
Yeah, he is 7'5". He is tall. But I need you to roll me what would this in this case be? A nature check.
Oh. 11. What is my nature? +1. So that's a 12.
He has some characteristics of an orc, but he is not an orc. You have never heard of an orc with bluish green skin. He doesn't look like he's like you're from Uskar, which you've met a decent number of people of various different places, and even in Atharia you've met some weird folk. You've never seen someone like this before. The closest you can guess is he is kind of orcish in a brutish way. Thank you. Is there anything I can do to repay you?
Tell us what you know. What's happened here? Why are the orcs here?
That's a good question. I was just running my city like I normally do. Casual effects. It's hard to run a city on the Ravage Path.
I can imagine.
Well, it takes a tough son of a bitch to do it, and well, I'm not from here, and it's not. I mean, look at me. There's not exactly a lot of opportunities in the Atharian government. Which, obviously, you and most of your party know that Tharia does have a slavery policy, and this man looks nothing like anybody else, and they probably look at him for potential for that. So, I mean, that's why most of the monster races don't like going to, like, various places of Atharia. They prefer the Ravage Path.
Yeah, racism. Completely understandable.
Oh, absolutely. It is that is a terrible thing in this country, and it unfortunately it was the king prior to Queen Atharia III.
And it would, if Khazir didn't have a choice, if Khazir had a choice, he wouldn't probably have gone into the city that allows slaving his own people.
Oh no. But I say Tabaxi seemed to have a little bit more lenience because Tabaxi, Atharia does do business with Uskar, but. I mean, and just to speak, Garnan's people would absolutely know that in Tuscadol, going to Atharia, they probably would take them as manual labor.
Yeah.
But
like, the only reason they don't just take Tabaxi is because they're good for other things and good working people.
Exactly.
Quote,
plus also, Uskar has proven themselves useful with their archaeologists that have helped Atharian scholars.
Exactly.
But, moving forward... One day, out of the blue, we saw a group of individuals come to the city. It appeared to be an orc, which in my eyes, and there is no problem with that. I deal with orcs all the time, and I deal with orcs challenging me and challenging other officials. That is commonplace. But this was different. This orc came with others. A bugbear and a hobgoblin that knew magic. And a woman whose eyes glowed of a weird color. They did not challenge me. They attacked me. An ambush. I didn't see it coming. How would I have expected it in my own castle? If you could call it that. More of a keep.
Kazir is leaning, listening intently on it, focusing. I see. That's...
They learned very quickly why I was the mayor. Their magic users were nothing compared to me. But unfortunately, that woman, her ability to use inner energy, I was not able to counter it. Once they overpowered me, and they learned of my abilities, they sought it more useful to keep me alive than dead. I am not a normal magic user. Which...
I'll be right back in 2 seconds. Hold on one moment.
Absolutely. Better say, apologies, guys. I know that this is taking... I wanted to start with Kazir first because of where he was. I hope that's okay with you guys.
Say that again?
I'm about to say, apologies that with Kazir's part is taking a little bit. Just kind of a... I figured the best place to start, considering the fact that where he went...
No. Don't apologize. I'm interested.
Okay.
Interested.
I just don't want anybody to think, like, she's choosing a favorite right now. It's like, no. It's because of where he was. If any of you...
I think a half orc, half furbolg, and it's making me very intrigued. Continue.
If you're wrong about the whole half orc, half furbolg, you're gonna look so stupid. I'm waiting for it.
I will look stupid with pride. Fuck you.
This is actually something I've been working on.
I'm back. Sorry about that.
No problem.
See, so it's not a furbolg orc because it's something that Winter worked on, and he doesn't have that kind of.
Side note: I have been working on half breeds though. That's been a fun project.
Ha! Fuck you.
Interesting.
He didn't say it was a half breed. He said he was working on a half breed, not this race.
There's also a D&D guide to half breeds, people of interspecies mingling. But we're not going to get into that right now. You see, thank you for helping me. They learned of what I was, and they've used me to help them. You see, apologies. You don't need to share your name with me. But
Continue. Sorry.
I understand you're not of trusting me. The city is not to be trusted. But I think it best to, since you have traversed the city at least a little bit.
Pardon me.
I can at least I need to open up a little bit to someone. I don't know what could be happening next. I am not a normal magic user. I
can kind of tell.
I was born differently. From my homeland, those born of magical abilities are well revered, kept as druids or clerics, even a few sorcerer or a wizard maybe. But from time to time, there are magic users born differently. You watch as he extends his hand out to where your hand, quote unquote, is, because of seeming. He sees the orc overlay.
Well, I understand what you mean.
He puts
Kind of like he sees it 2 layers,
yeah,
like a broken hologram.
exactly.
Sort.
basically he puts his hand over where your quote unquote hand is, and as he puts his hand over, you see a blackish energy come out of his hand, and he goes over your arm, and you can see through the seaming wherever he puts his hand. Every now and again, a magic user is born whose magic doesn't come from the world around you. I am, what is the word for it? A siphoner of sorts.
I see.
Which is why I have to thank you for helping me. That little touch of magic that you had, it gave me enough to be able to siphon the runes around me. You watch as he focuses, you'll notice on his right hand, you see 5 darkish lights coming off of the back of his hand.
Deer kind of shivers a little as he looks at this, taking it all in. No.
It absolutely makes sense. They trapped me in an anti-magic circle. But because I could touch you and your magic was outside of it, I was able to, again, apologies, siphon your magic a little bit.
No worries. It's fine. I can tell you needed it, and I can tell that we are now. I can tell we are on the same team, basically.
He looks over at True Wave. You are also not an orc. What are you two doing here?
Long story short, we're here to figure out what's going on here.
All right. Roll a persuasion check.
All right.
With advantage, because you did help him.
I couldn't. What is my persuasion again?
That would be your charisma modifier.
I know. I just meant my +5. So 7 + 5. 12.
All right. He looks at you. To what end? Is it to stop these people?
Yes.
To stop the violence and needless bloodshed.
That's why I'm here. To do my best to end this for now.
You watch as he kind of stretches out a little bit. His not like
You're glitching up, Winter.
Oh, apologies.
There we go.
About to say, you watch as he extends out his arm, which is long and lanky. It's not you can see there's some muscle there, but it's not like an orc. He isn't built. He doesn't have the natural orc muscles. But you watch as he extends out his arms, he stretches. You probably imagine he's been chained to the floor for some time. Not a very comfortable place.
Completely understandable.
And as he runs his hands through his hair, which again, red, unkempt hair. That hurt a lot to be in that position.
Anyone would be, or tongue-tied. Anyone would be sore in that position. He kind of goes to help him up a little.
He accepts it, and you kind of help him stretch out a little bit. Consider all things considered.
Yeah.
Then allow me to travel with you for a bit. I know all the secret places in this town. And if there's any magical traps, I can help disable them. Will you?
I'd be more than welcome to have you.
He looks over at True Wave. Would you mind assisting me? True Wave just kind of looks at this man, just goes, Sure. Don't mind me asking. What? Like, she kind of motions to, like, his body, like, at him, and he's like, I'm gonna have him roll an insight real fast. Yeah. Oh. Right. Neither of you are from the Ravaged Path, are you?
Nah,
Do you know anything about Atoll Vor?
I don't believe so. I don't believe I've ever heard that before.
That would explain that. Don't be scared. I know that I can come off a bit intimidating. Most people just assume I'm an orc. And I actually have to pull up the official name that I have for this. Because this is my own take on this.
Ooh.
Let's say. Do. Apologies, I'm going through some notes. Da ba da ba 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 da da da. Here we go. We are known as Glyvor, or in your tongue, Trollfolk. Which, for those of you who need a spell, Glivor. Glyvor.
What is his race?
He is a Trollfolk race.
Oh, okay.
Basically, he is essentially a humanoid version of a troll.
Cool. Cool.
See what I mean? You're gonna look stupid, Wealth. Ha!
To be fair, though, I've actually been working on this race for a while. I personally really like trolls in culture and like various like folk tales. I always wanted to play one, but like they don't like I don't want to play like a troll because they're assholes and terrible creatures. And so I kind of sat back and I'm like, what if I made my own? Kind of like World of Warcraft. Like, what if I made my own troll folk?
Cool.
And there are actually 3 different sub-races of troll folk that I created. But they are called the Glyvor. And he looks at you guys and goes, but don't be alarmed. We're not like the trolls of your lands, and not even the trolls of our lands. There are some dangerous creatures. We are peaceful. At least most of us are. And I just happened to leave Atoll Vor for personal reasons. But no harm, no foul. Let us go. You said you were heading to... Is there a place you want to go?
Sorry, pardon me. I'm not sure. Where do you think people would be hiding? No, that's not what he would ask. I'm trying to think of how to phrase this. My brain's kind of just scatterbrained.
It's
I'm almost always realizing
It's all good. Basically, you guys know that you guys came here to find out as much as you can and try to just so you can get an upper hand.
Where would be the best place to go to learn whatever might be going on? Like, where would the heads possibly be hiding?
They would be hiding in my keep, which is known as Granite Stone Keep. There is if you're looking for information, there is a library, or we could always check private chambers. But there's also the religious grounds near there. It is... I haven't been outside. What time of day is it?
What time is it?
You guys left very late into the night, into the early morning. It is literally... It has not been that long since sunrise.
So roughly,
Probably
like midnight, 1 a.m.
Oh no! It's like near sunrise. It's like 6.
Oh.
It's like 6, 7 in the morning.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Because you guys wanted to come in kind of as night was in, but you guys obviously, if you guys would have showed up at night, they would have noticed. Like, what are orcs doing here in the middle of the night?
Oh, yeah, I understand. Okay, makes sense. About almost sunrise, actually, because your set explains.
And they're probably there. Let's take a look at what's happening in my town. As he extends out his hands and opens the door. And then we're going to go ahead and cut over to Garnan.
Cutting to whom?
We're going to switch over to Garnan from his perspective.
Hi.
Garnan.
Stray, if you wouldn't mind muting.
Oh, no problem.
Thank you.
Because you guys are all separated. So, Garnan, if you remember correctly, you came in from the north and were heading in south. You went to the north of the city and went south to enter the city. You actually... Go ahead.
Yeah, it's been so long.
It's okay. I was about to go over it with you. As you entered with Tabaxi, who I can't remember which one was traveling with you. Hold on, let me just pull up.
I think I'm with the feather person.
Pulling it up right now. Where Tiny put the list here. It is. You're talking about. Let's see here. True Wave, Tranquil Fire, Beauty of Summer, Fallen Twig, Swift Glove, Drifting Cloud. Was there a feather one? I think there is. This is what happens.
I don't know. Wasn't I with Tranquil Fire?
I think Tranquil Fire. We'll go with that. I will apologize to myself later if I remember it and I feel bad.
I think it's Tranquil Fire. I don't remember.
Let's say Winter in Kazir for 2 hours. Oh God, my gosh, was it 2 hours? I'm sorry.
It was only 1 hour.
Okay,
You're
well,
good.
To be fair, we did screw around a little bit before we actually started. But anyways, as you entered in the city, Garnan, you're the only one who sees people. There seems to be some commotion going on as you're entering the city. Roll a perception check for me.
Aye. Wrong character sheet. I had Del Race open. 1 second. 5.
5? All right. It's hard to really take anything in. If you've been in one city, you've been in another. It's stone buildings. Some have wood. Some have various other parts. You do know it's pretty hard to miss the group of people that seem to be going kind of basically kind of westwards on the streets there do seem to be a decent amount of orcs going around. A few bugbears here and there, but it seems to be mostly orcs.
Okay.
And Tranquil Fire just kind of looks around. All
A
right.
bit of a reminder. I do believe I am disguised as an orc, correct?
Yes, and you guys were all hit by the seeming spell, which lasts for 8 hours.
I forget what I would look like. I don't remember.
Offhand, I don't remember either, but I do know you definitely transformed into an orc. I don't remember if you like gave yourself hair or anything like that. I think you said you wanted your character to look a little bit more like still like a orc like fighter of some kind, but still more on like some of the I can't remember if it was here or at the last place you used your disguise self. You made yourself look more like a farmer.
That was the last place.
That was the last place. Okay.
I know I did something specific, but I don't remember what.
It's okay. But basically, you are disguised as an orc.
Orc mercenary.
Yeah. Basically, you look like an orc. You look like you've seen some fights. You are a traditional orc. But as you enter, Tranquil Fire just kind of goes, "Oh, I definitely see there are some people heading that way. Why do what the? Oh, Duolingo, go away." Sorry.
If you don't Spanish lesson, you're going to lose your kneecaps.
Apparently. Jeg snakker en engelsk og noen norsk. But anyways. Fucking weird. Tranquil Fire just kind of looks around and goes, I don't remember any of them moving in a large group like that. That is strange.
Should we investigate?
She kind of looks around. Probably would be the best way to know what's going on. Maybe a meeting of some kind? Maybe a public announcement? Let's see if we can blend in with the crowd. At which Garnan, I would like you to roll a stealth check. With advantage, because you are disguised to look like an orc.
Stealth would be a dirty 20.
Nice. And she gets advantage. That is a 19. Both really good.
Rogue, get fucked.
Oh, man. She almost got caught.
I rolled higher than the rogue. Get fucked.
You did. She rolled very low, but because of her proficiency and everything, it's still a lot of boosts. But anyways, as you're walking through the crowds, you notice that there are a decent number of orcs here. As you kind of walk into this opening, you would assume that this opening was probably like maybe a place where they had shows or events or something. An open area that somebody could set some stuff up on. And you see what you could probably estimate as like at least 150 orcs. Not all of them look like soldiers. Some do, but it seems like there are some civilians as well, but not a lot. You'd probably think like maybe a third of this crowd are like farmers or like, you know, crafters of some kind. There are still like 2/3 of them look like they're like mercenaries or fighters of some kind, but they don't seem to be like dressed to the teeth in weapons.
Mm-hmm.
But you do see an individual on top of what appears to be some kind of stand. And you see a very familiar bugbear, dressed in a blackish robe with purple inlay.
Is it the Rook?
It's not the Rook. This is the Voodoo Rook, which you remember because back when you guys first saw him, you actually rolled high. You've met this man before with your criminal background. You know that the Voodoo... And I'll repeat what you do know, because there's no need to re-roll, because this is what you as a character know. The Voodoo Rook is a bugbear necromancer. This person apparently got a reputation in the dark side of the law because of the fact that basically the Voodoo Rook saw an opportunity to have an undead army at his beck and call. Most people, when they kill goblins and stuff, they just kind of throw out the bodies. They don't even worry about burying them, which was and the Voodoo Rook apparently saw it as an opportunity to have a undead goblin army, and it actually panned out for him really well. For quite some time, he was a must-have in the underground side of the law. Only when the Tanaruk took power in the Empire that he supposedly built an alliance.
Hmm.
But you do see him on this stand, and you watch as he kind of focuses a little bit, and he kind of puts his hand to his throat, and you just hear kind of like a PA system just, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for coming for today's service. The Tanaruk thanks you for what you have done for him and his people. And you just hear a bunch of orcs just, yeah! Whoa! A lot of cheers, a lot of roars. We continue our tradition here in the Empire. I have great news and terrible news. And more good news. Let's go ahead and talk about some bad news. It appears our normal festivities that we would take during the day are postponed. And you just see the orcs just kind of what? At which Tranquil just kind of like half convincingly kind of copies the sounds and everything, trying to make just like, what's going on?
Garnan stomps his foot and raises his fist in like a angry manner to blend in.
But I say, you just see another orc just go like, I know, right?
Garnan just shouts, why?
I don't know, we'll find out why. The Voodoo Rook just kind of looks around. Calm yourself. There is good news amongst all of this bad news. The festivities are postponed, but worry not. The Tanaruk seems to have captured some spies amongst us. You just hear a lull in the crowd. Just, I didn't vote for it. What the hell? And he looks at you all. There apparently were some spies amongst us. But thanks to the Tanaruk's cunning and intelligent thinking, we were able to suss them out. And so we will have, after they've been questioned, we will have festivities tonight at sunset rather than sunrise. And you just see orcs just like, some orcs are cheering and some others are like, what do you mean we wait till night? We could do now! And just the Voodoo Rook just goes, calm yourself. There are other good news amongst this. And this is a momentous news for all citizens of the Empire. We have successfully broken the walls of Stratford. And you just hear a roar, just, fuck you humans! We have not, calm yourselves. We have not taken the city yet. But we have broken the outer walls. we are one step closer to our inevitable goal. And it is thanks to you all who stand strong for the Empire. Garnet, if you would like to roll an insight check on him, you certainly can.
I would actually, yeah. Ha. 5 again.
Man, this guy, he knows how to talk. Oh my goodness.
I would also like to avert my gaze over to the Tranquil Fire and see what they're thinking about all this.
All right. I'll have you roll a second insight check on Tranquil Fire. Unless you would rather just kind of go like, what is he talking about?
21.
21. You can tell there is some actual worry on Tranquil Fire's face. Like you know, you and your entire party know that, you know, Stratford was dealing with issues with the Empire. They were attacking the city for quite some time, but you have traveled to Stratford. You've actually gone through it, and the walls at Stratford are huge. Like, they are hard to get through. It's kind of crazy that even with these orcs who are, you know, obviously, you know, warmongers, they were still able to get past the wall, which is pretty big, which is a pretty big deal. Now listen. There is other news to discuss, and important things that we must, that you must all know. The Empire has made an alliance.
You're lagging.
Oh, apologies. Where did I lose you?
The Empire, blah, blah, blah.
The Empire has formed an alliance. At which the orcs around you are just like, alliance? Who would we ally ourselves with? Everyone is puny and weak. An individual has reached out to us, someone that I've had some personal dealings with. He understands our plight.
You're lagging again.
Oh, apologies. Oh my goodness, it's a good thing my internet's being increased and everything on Monday. But that doesn't help me right now. But if I'm lagging again, just let me know, okay?
Okay.
I have worked with this individual personally, and he has been an asset to the Empire on several occasions. And so I must ask you all to welcome my guest to speak before you. And you watch as he waves a hand, and an image appears before you. And Garnan, your blood goes cold. You see a towering individual. He is very tall, a bit taller than you are. Muscular. Huge. You recognize this individual anywhere. You are seeing not the person, but the image of Ezrin. But there's something off. As a furbolg, you know what the color, like what color your brother's fur is, what your clan, like your whole tribe's fur colors are. Ezrin's is faded a purplish color from his from what he would traditionally be. His hair, the hair on his head, it's Riley, like disgustingly everywhere. It basically like picture like somebody who like the girl from The Ring or the girl from The Grunge. Like their hair is just long and unkempt, except it's turned completely purple. And his eyes, they are completely bloodshot. and underneath the hair, sticking out a little bit, you see antlers, like little antlers. This is your brother? Question mark. And you hear in a voice speaking out to you. Do you speak giant?
Obviously.
That's all I needed to know.
That sounded ruder than I meant it.
Oh no, you're
Yes.
good. You're good. I was just asking the question to confirm, almost for emphasis. Hello, all of you people out here before me. None of you know who I am, but you will know. My name is Avatar Ezrin.
Is what?
Avatar Ezrin. And I am a representative of the Broken Skull. At which you hear the orcs around you just go, "Oh, it's a broken skull. And, oh, skull break very easy. No. Some skulls hard to break. Yeah, you see that guy over there? His brick fallen head did not break. Oh. What's up?
No. Nothing.
Okay. You watch as Tranquil just kind of leans over to you. Do you know what he's saying? He's speaking in a tongue I don't recognize.
He's speaking in giant.
Oh.
And Garnan does not avert his gaze from his brother at all. And he just looks angry.
It is thanks to my assistance, my strength, and my prowess that your people have been able to accomplish your goal. You are now able to attack Stratford inside of its walls. And if you so happen to believe me, which you should, then you don't need to thank me. I am just an agent of my god. All hail Baphomet and his glorious rage. But fear thee not. I am happy to help you all accomplish your goals. Go ahead.
Fare thee not, I am Blag.
Oh. Oh boy. Where did I leave off with that? Hold on. That's what happens
2
when you...
words, I think.
But, oh, there you go. Fear thee not. I am happy to help you accomplish your goals, to bring more carnage and destruction into this world. Just you see orcs just, you just see them getting hyped. 'Cause what better feeling is there in this world than rage, anger, to let those primal urges out? But just know, while you are indulging in your insatiable anger and violence, that I too am watching you. And there might come a day that I ask for you, all of you, to aid me. He turns to the Voodoo Rook. Thank you for allowing me this time to speak to your people. But now it is time for me to go back to my business. There's a lot to do. And you see a smile, which, Garnan, you recognize that smile. You've seen it before. Wicked, dark. It is a lot more sinister than you remember. The Voodoo Rook just looks at him and nods. And with a snap of a finger, you watch as almost as if he turns to look at you. Not the Voodoo Rook. Ezrin. As he turns, it's almost as if he's staring directly at you. And in a flash, he's gone.
Oh, okay.
Thank you all for coming out. I am happy to give you this amazing news, to elate you all to what our great Tanaruk and his allies are doing. And you watch the orcs just kind of raise their arms, so swords, spears, glaives, axes, all of being raised in the air. You just hear shouts in Orcish and Giant and Goblinoid, all in these different tones. And you watch as the Voodoo Rook goes, "Now return to your posts and give the Tanaruk another good, fruitful day of labor." You just see the orcs just kind of... At this point, they're just freaking out as the Voodoo Rook is now stepping off of where his little podium. Tranquil just kind of looks over and goes, what did he say?
They have a new ally. That thing you just saw is him. Some sort of avatar named Ezrin. I don't know much about him.
I'm going to have you roll a deception check, my good sir. Oh my god.
11.
Well, you beat her. She rolled a 6. And even with her bonuses to insight, that bumps her to a 10.
11, yay!
So
I win.
She does not believe you. I can't believe I rolled a 6. Come on. Well, I mean, she didn't put her proficiency in insight, so it's fine. Well, one of her.
Well, I prevent that, so yeah.
Yeah, but she is going to roll a history check to see if she knows who Ezrin is. Now that you roll high on. Fuck you, dice. I'm about to say she kind of takes a step back. You mean Ezrin of the Broken Skull?
Yep.
Oh no. Did they form an alliance with the Broken Skull?
It just seems so.
Oh boy. This is not good.
You're telling me.
It's a good thing that we happened upon this area. It's a good thing you were here. Do any of your allies know Giant?
I'm not sure. I don't think so.
It's a good thing you decided to come to this part of town. Even if it is on terrible news. Since everybody seems to be splitting off, this would be a prime opportunity for us to get to where their leaders might be.
Good idea.
Let's try to stick with the crowd as much as we can. Follow my lead.
Will do.
I would like you to roll a stealth check with advantage because seeming is still up.
Not great. 18.
That's still pretty good. She got a 25. Freaking actually rolled well. Let's just take a look and see if anybody is. Yep, nope, nope. The common man seemed like you just as you're walking, Garden. You're just hearing people talk. It's just like, What can you? What did broken skull? No, skulls are breakable. I guess.
Garnan is going to engage in false conversation, speaking in Orcish to Tranquil Fire. Broken skulls? That sounds stupid.
You watch as Tranquil Fire just looks at you, but then kind of looks around and kind of. Broken skull. I don't understand broken skull. You guys just start talking utter nonsense.
What's the point of skull if it's already broke? I don't.
Not even satisfaction of breaking skull.
Who broke the skull? Who did it?
I don't know.
When did they do it? Which skull did they break? Did they break like a mammoth skull or a human skull?
Did they break
Human skull weak, tiny, puny.
And not strong like orc skull.
Surely it couldn't be orc skull. Orc skull too strong, can't be broken.
But moving on from Garnan, Blue.
That's my name.
Shut up.
But remember correctly,
Like that again.
if I remember,
That was not okay.
if I remember correctly, you came in from the east side.
East with, I think it was Fallen Twigs or that other person. Swift. Pretty sure it was that Swift one.
Hold on,
Hold on. Scrolling.
Sam.
That's Swift Glove.
Swift Glove. Okay. As you enter in,
It was either Fallen Twigs or Swift Glove. I gave Swift Glove a side thing, so probably.
let's go with Swift Glove for right now. Again, I'll punish myself later once I actually realize who all the names were. I'm gonna just go like, God damn it. Moving on. You and Swift Glove have entered the city. And as you enter, you notice the town is empty. Doesn't seem to be anyone around. Would like you to roll a perception check as you enter.
Okay. Natural 1. I'm gonna use a point of lucky with that.
Okay, re-rolling a natural 1. All right, that's a good use of lucky.
Yeah. 7. Better. A 2.
Oh my god.
I'm gonna use regular dice. Next roll.
Sounds good. So 2. What's your proficiency? Like your bonus?
+7.
Plus 7.
Disgusting.
So a 9.
So 9. All right. As you're looking around, it is strange that there is no one on the streets. It's early in the morning. Like, you would think that, like, oh, this would be the time everyone's getting up to do business or starting to work on their crafts and stuff. Or maybe, like, even some people, like, going to a church, maybe. Who knows? But do orcs have church? You don't know. But it's weird that there's no one on the streets. There's not even any footprints to indicate where they went.
I have a terrible idea.
Alright.
I'm gonna try and cast message onto that guy who thinks I'm a shaman. If he's within 120 feet. Just to check if he's nearby.
Hold on. Well, message can be sent to any person that you point at. This isn't sending. Sending is to a specific person.
I know.
Message, if you just point in a direction and you say the message, you could accidentally send it to someone else.
I look at Swift Glove. There's no one around, so I'm going to cast a spell to see if I can find anyone.
You watch as Swiftglove actually puts a hand on your shoulder. Don't be so sure. As he points his fingers, and as you look, you see little people kind of circling around in the shadows. They have greenish skin. These are goblins.
Never mind.
But as you're watching them, they're walking up to they're walking up to a building, and you watch as they go through a wall.
Should we follow?
That, I mean, it's a lead. I don't recall seeing goblins phase through walls. Do you know anything about magic?
I do. I used to study it. I would like to make an Arcana check.
Roll an Arcana check.
Okay. I don't know what's going on. Because he's probably seen something like this. Let's see. Arcana. Arcana. 16.
16. You have actually seen spells like this before. Spells like this have actually been used in Westray. Some of the locations that like guards go into are actually walls that are magically enchanted to let people through. You just got to know where to go. Thieves have tried to use these before and typically get caught because of the fact that, the guards know where all of them are. But there are a few forgotten ones in Westray that criminals do make use of.
Yeah, I know what this is. Back where I used to live in Westray, the guards used these, and some thieves, though they usually failed.
How good are you at sneaking?
I am Kazir's apprentice, so decent.
Alright. Then follow my lead. And you watch as he starts making his way towards where the goblins phase through the wall.
I'm gonna follow.
I would like you to roll a stealth check.
Alright. That's 7 plus 9. So, a 20. Dirty.
About to say, they got a 26, so... But expertise in stealth, so it makes sense. You guys very stealthily go along the walls, get to pass by the two smallish buildings that are nearby, and you get to the wall that you saw the goblins. That he pointed out the goblins to you, and you watch as he kind of puts his hand to the wall, and you'll notice that it stays put, like he's putting his hand on it. But as he moves his hand, when he gets to a certain part, you notice his hand go through the wall. There we go. I'll go first.
Alright.
And you watch as he goes into the wall. Do you follow behind him?
Yes.
Alright. As you put your body through the wall. For starters, weird sensation. Like, you've never felt like solid stone actually go through you. And as you walk in, you just kind of take a moment and just... But you are currently in a dark room. Do you have dark vision?
I do not.
So you cannot see in here.
Good have goggles of night.
Wait, I have the goggles.
You just
Yeah.
all right. So in that case, as you realize it's dark, you just kind of reach towards your neck and you pull up the goggles over your eyes.
I'm actually gonna put on the Mask of True Sight with the goggles over it, since they can't even see the mask over the
So what you're saying is you're wearing a steampunk mask.
Yes.
Okay, fair enough.
5 feet of true sight and 30 feet of dark vision.
As you
Like 60.
60 feet of dark vision.
all right. As you look around, I would like you to roll me a perception check.
Okay. I'm gonna use my normal because
Yeah, that's fine.
he's not in a good mood. That's a natural 20
Nice.
plus my 7.
So 27. Nice.
27 with the natural 20.
So, as you're looking around, this is definitely some kind of barracks. You do see off to your right appears to be some kind of like room that people are sleeping in. Like you could hear snoring. You audibly hear snoring coming from in there. But as you look forward, you see what appears to be like a weapons room. And you see a couple of goblins and 2 orcs currently discussing things. Do you speak Orcish?
I do.
You hear because of your natural 20, you hear a conversation. Yeah, you were just inside the room, and with your guys' stealth check, you kind of just off to the side a little bit, so you're not standing in front of the doorway. As you look forward, you see a couple people working on what appears to be some kind of appears to be an anvil, basically working on some smithing stuff. And you hear 2 orcs and a couple goblins are kind of running around them, but you see 2 orcs discussing. We need to finish project. We need to finish this now. But Tana Rook asked us to go down that way, take care of problem. I can't take care of problem. I'm currently working on this. The Tana Rook, about to say, the guy is just like, Tana Rook need this done. The guy puts down his blacksmith stuff and he just goes, find someone else do it. Just see the guy just throw up his hands.
I'm gonna cast message onto Swiftglove.
Okay. What are you messaging?
I got a dumb idea that involves pretending to be an orc.
You hear in your head, oh goody, I can't wait to see where this is going.
I just wave it off and keep on listening. Does she hear it? Does she make any...
Her perception check, she could see a lot of the stuff you see, but she did not roll high enough to hear the conversation.
I'm gonna message again. They're talking about the Tanaruk needing something done, and the blacksmith doesn't want to do it.
You watch as he kind of scratches his chin a little bit. This would be a good way to take a look at this place. I will follow your lead.
I'm gonna cast Enhance Ability on myself to do charisma checks.
All right.
And then go on in. Why you wake us up?
Huh? Who are you?
Good morning, Tyler.
I actually have an orc name. Siphoner.
All right.
Hold on. Okay. My name is... My name is Urkill. I've just came here. I got a long journey very tired. You guys loud. What are you talking about? Talking in orc.
Roll a deception check.
Okay.
Oh my god, these orcs are so dumb.
Let's see. Deception. Ooh, and since I have the advantage, that's a big ol' 20.
Yeah, I think your 20 beat their 3. Orcs are dumb, man.
It's kind of close.
Yes.
Yeah, it's kind of close. You're right, Billy. He just goes, Tanaruk need favor done. He order it.
This idiot not following what Tanaruk says.
He watches the blacksmith go like, hey, I'm doing what Tanaruk asked me to. I work on blacksmith stuff. I hammer things to make sure weapons and armor are done. You do it. He points back at the guy who originally came into the room. He's like, I've got a currently running mission. Voodoo Rook and Uto Rook need things done. I can't do.
If both of you keep your faces shut, I'll do it. What is it?
Tanaruk needs someone to go into room and polish armor.
Oh. That's easy. I'll do it.
Roll a persuasion check.
Okay. Persuasion, my specialty.
Oh my god! Jesus criminy.
Natural 20.
I rolled a -2.
I got a natural 20 plus 10.
These orcs are so dumb, man. Oh, good idea. You do it. And he watches, he kind of reaches into his little side, like a side pouch or something like that. And he pulls out a rag. This is a dirty looking rag. And he kind of looks over to the corner and he grabs you a bucket.
Blue just shrugs. What? Where's the room? Haven't been here long.
He points to the door to it, from the entryway. If you went up to where the blacksmith is, there are 2 doors, left and right. Right next to the entrance is where the barracks are, like the sleeping quarters of the barracks are. He points to the door to the left of the entrance, to where the blacksmith is to the left. Down that way. Big door, can't miss.
He just nods and takes the bucket and rag and walks away.
You watch
to the door.
You watch as is it Twig?
Swift Glove.
Swift Glove. You watch as Swift Glove follows behind, goes, oh, yeah, I help we get this done fast. Then we leave.
Okay.
So you go through the door like you said?
Yes.
With that natural 20, he doesn't even need to try. Like, he believes it. The other orcs just believe it. As you go through the door and and the door shuts, he just looks at you like Swiftglove just looks at you. How did that work?
I'm a bard.
That doesn't answer the question.
They're orcs.
Let's just move. Let's just get this done. What? Actually, head to that door.
We could.
I am gonna sleuth a little bit. You watch as he clicks his fingers, and you watch as he disappears. You just hear in your ear, "Don't worry, I'll be right behind you. We're both going in."
I would open the door and go on inside the armory.
All right, so you go all the way down to the big doors.
Yeah.
You see as you get to this door, it's a pretty tall door. This has got to be at least like 12 feet tall. It's actually pretty decently big. It's like a gateway, essentially. And as you kind of put your hands on the door and you push, there is some weight to it. I'd like you to roll me a strength check.
Oh boy, strength, not my special. Let's see. It's good checks. That's a natural 20.
Oh, Jesus, holy crap. As you put your hands on the door and you're just like, and you're like struggling a little bit, you're just like, no, I'm an orc. I gotta make this work. And you just like you're put on stage for the first time, you fling the doors open with some panache. And as you
cheating.
and as the doors open, hold on one second. I gotta pull this up real fast.
God, I hate bards. They can never seem to roll below 67,000.
67,000 always.
Rogues are the play.
But
I got 2 natural 20s in a row.
Yeah, I hate you.
3 today.
Harry's all worried about you and shit. I'm fucking...
But as you
What?
enter, you see a man or a creature sitting on what appears to be a throne. It made of bones. This is what the creature, what the person looks like.
Handsome.
He looks like an orc, but his body is covered in these black horns, going up his arms, going up on his back, on his head. You see these massive horns that if you would swear this guy could be a minotaur if he wasn't obviously orc. He is but unlike the image, he is dressed in what appears to be like this blackish armor, but only the gauntlets and greaves and the bottom half of the armor. He is completely shirtless, and he looks at you in orcish, like he appears to be having a conversation with somebody. And as you look, you see a familiar red-faced hobgoblin. You met him only once. But you see the familiar face of the Voodoo Rook, whom you've met at the bar in Makanali. And as you enter, you see this horned individual stand up from his bone throne. Hello there. Can I help you?
He just lifts the bucket of the armor polish.
My armor is over there. I want it spick and span. There's a battlefield waiting for me.
Blue goes on over and starts polishing it. Just adding a distraction for Swift Glove.
Which, as you're getting ready to walk like in towards it, you take a moment and you see that this chamber is huge. Like, you'd have to guess that this room it's got to be well over 100 by 100 feet.
Jesus.
Like, this is a throne room. Like, the only room you've seen close to this is the orchestra room inside the College of Lore in Westray.
Oh. Fun.
And you see, along a wall, a ton of weapons. Lots of weapons of all shapes and sizes and various kinds of armor. But one armor stands out. You see a helmet, and you see the breastplate and shoulder plates of this blackish, gnarly looking armor.
I'm gonna head on over to that armor, guessing that's what I need.
Now you can roll a perception check if you want to try to find another piece of armor.
Nah, that one's fine.
All right. So as you get up and you, I assume you get to work, you dip the rag in the water and you start polishing.
Yes, I would like to roll a performance check.
Roll a performance check.
Still with the advantage. 28.
All right. So as you're doing this with a bit of flourish. Like, you see, you're just kind of like, you're like the miners from the Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. Just, whistle while I work. Do 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 do. And as they're having a conversation, you watch as the Tanaruk looks back in your direction. I don't recall that I've ever met you before. What's your name?
My name is Urkel Cracked Skull. I haven't met you. I just got moved over here from... Where was it? I can't remember.
Roll a deception check.
Okay. It's 15. I'm gonna use a point of lucky to see if I can increase.
This is a charisma-based check, so you technically have advantage.
Yes. 16.
You just beat him. He got a 15. He looks in your direction longer than you are comfortable with. Until the Utoruki goes, pay attention, Micah, pay attention. We need to get this taken care of. Right. And while you're doing this, I would like you to roll a perception check, if you care to overhear them.
I'm still gonna keep the performance working.
Alright.
26.
Alright, nice. Let's see how quiet they are. Hold on. Oh. Even with that amazing perception, you're only catching every other word. They rolled a natural 20 for trying to be quiet.
Fine by me.
But you are still, but because you did roll a 26, you are hearing every other word. You're picking up that they're talking about Stratford. They seem to be talking about some defenses. They're talking about pressing the people. And you hear about the big thing you take away from this They're talking about a full-on assault.
Oh. Fun.
Which you're like, well, that's impossible. Stratford has a massive wall around the city. There's no way that they could break through it. It would take not only an army, but an army with massive force to be able to get in.
But then again, they're orcs. They have force.
That's true. That is very true. But it still would be very surprising for them to get in. No matter the probability. But also with the 26, while they're distracted, you can see as some paperwork seems to be moving off to the side. Seems the Voodoo Rook is talking about some specific things, but you can see something moving, some papers.
I can guess who it is.
I want to see if anything is noticed. Nope, there they are. Well, no, I gotta roll for the Voodoo Rook. Alright. You watch as these papers move. You watch as the Voodoo Rook turns over and reaches out for the paper, at which you see the papers stop moving, and the Voodoo Rook grabs a few papers and turns back. And we need to go over this paperwork and make sure that this is good. Didn't I hire you so I didn't have to go through all of this? I am an orc chieftain, ruler. I don't have time for this bullshit. Which is precisely why I need to go over this with you, so you know what you're talking about, and not being just a unbearable imbecile. You just see that these two kind of give each other a death stare.
I would just keep working.
Just like, I'm in danger.
Pretty much.
And then as you continue to work, you see it on, as you're polishing it, like a part of the armor, and you're just kind of like and like you're like putting stuff, like breathing on the armor a little bit to kind of get it out so you can make it look skinny. As you do that, you see some writing on in your little fog, and you see a word, DET, and then you just see that it stops.
I breathe on it again to see it.
As you breathe on it a little bit more, he fills in the rest of the word and goes, details.
Does he want me to
You watch as he
tell him details that I'm listening to?
You watch as a check mark appears on the armor.
So is that a yes?
You'd assume so, that he is indeed trying to get some information.
This is a bad time to go out of place. So,
Are you just gonna kind of give the armor a look and just go, like, mumble under your breath, just like, now's not the time?
yes.
Alright. You continue to polish the armor. Polishing the armor is taking some time.
It's a lot of armor.
It's a lot of armor. It is indeed. But after maybe a solid 30 minutes of polishing, the armor definitely looks satisfactory.
I'm gonna move a bit over to the Voodoo and wait for them to have a moment where they're not speaking.
Oh, yeah.
Like I'm doing customer service.
If we move the battalion this way, we could probably... He turns to you. How does my armor fare?
I got every inch of it I could. Twice.
He looks at you. Good job. Let me take a look at it. And you watch as he stands up. Blue, now that you're seeing him up close, he's about as tall as Garnan is. And probably just as muscular, if not a bit more. He probably gives a little bit more of an intimidating presence, considering he's looks demonic in nature.
Blue walks on over to the armor.
All right. As he looks at it and starts inspecting it. Well, let me tell you this. As he looks down at you. Almost like he looks like almost like he's pissed. This is the best armor polishing I've had so far.
Good. I love to serve your highness.
Oh, I like that. You hear that? I'm getting the respect I deserve. And you just see the Voodoo Rook just kind of sitting, working out some paperwork, going, right, the respect you deserve. Absolutely. Coming from a bunch of bumble-headed baboons. You just see the Tatarook go, do we need to settle this? And you watch as he reaches behind his back. And Blue, you just hear as he pulls out this nasty looking gnarled greatsword. Honestly, the only blade you've seen that looks nastier than this is probably got to be the Ravenger.
Yeah.
But his weapon looks rusty. And like it almost looks like broken metal on a sword. And you just watch as the Uraruk you watch as he looks over and he kind of shows his blade a little bit. This is not a fight that you want. It won't end well for either of us. And you watch as he pulls his blade. Blue, you feel a strong chill in the room. Like, almost as if it dropped 10 degrees in the room.
He's gonna stand there holding his watch.
You watch as the Tanaru slowly puts his weapon back, and you hear... Fair enough. You. And he looks down at you. I like you.
Thank you.
New order for you. You are to stay close to me today. Personal, but I could use a personal assistant.
Thank you.
I'm just imagining underneath the seeming blue sweat drops. Just okay.
Oh no, he is terrified, but I mean, this is a lot of good information he could get.
He looks at you and goes, "Come with me. There is much to discuss, and I could use someone carrying things. Grab my armor and follow behind."
I'm gonna bring all of mine.
All right. So as you go to grab the armor, It is fucking heavy. They're like, you would know normal armor weighs like 60, minimum 60 pounds. But this is armor made for, or like that's been altered and changed for a fucking giant ass orc. It fucking weighs a lot. You're able to carry it, but I want you to roll a performance check to make it look like you're not struggling.
I would still have the enhance ability on.
Yes, you would.
For charisma.
Because it lasts an hour.
26.
All right, and this hurts your arms so badly. Like you are struggling to carry all of this, but your seeming form not struggling at all. In fact, it looks like they're carrying it with no problems, like a champ. And as you continue walking, you see the Voodoo Rook walking beside you as well and goes, hopefully I might be able to have more of a conversation in getting things done. So don't be a burden. As he looks over at you. Do I make myself clear? Good. And you guys start walking down the hall, going to the opposite chamber of where you were prior. And now we're going to move over to Henrik. Can't believe you guys. You guys are actually able to avoid the conflicts and stuff, man.
Oh my god.
Dude, twice you were almost caught.
I was in the room with the Todorook and Udaruk, just polishing away.
Reek, 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 reek.
Now he likes me. So...
Okay, now that we're on me, I have a question.
Yes.
What the fuck?
What?
I don't know what's going on at all. I don't know why we're in this town. I don't know what we're doing.
You guys were working with the Thieves Guild to get more information about what's going on with the Empire and what they're doing to Stratford. Because in order to get to Starlam, you have to go through Stratford.
Okay, so this is just an info quest. Gotcha.
Yeah, basically, if you guys were to get caught, this could definitely end up in combat. But so far, about to say, you guys have been rolling good on your stealth checks.
Don't forget, pretty much all the big baddies are here.
Alright, look. Guys, I have a gun. You can't expect me to be quiet.
True.
Yeah, you see you need to get proper risk control. And you see, once you got that risk control, yeah, you see that? You got that risk control? Good. That's when I pull out my gun. If I remember correctly, you were coming in from the west side.
Yes.
I'm gonna take your word for that because I didn't have a choice.
Right. Oh yeah, that's right.
He wasn't there.
Oh yeah,
I posted
Yeah.
I posted the GIF. I'm in danger.
I'm in danger. But anyways,
Every time.
But hey, side note, no bell rate. It wasn't Welsh. It was Norwegian. I actually am learning Norwegian.
We are all Norwegian at heart.
Oof, dog, couldn't that be true? Let's see. Hold on, I gotta pull up the list real fast.
Am I next? What's going on?
No, right now is Henrik. We're gonna get to you in just a moment.
Okay.
Because yours is
Henrik.
But I see if I remember correctly.
Means everything goes wrong on me.
that'd be an interesting way to go. I'm about to say we're gonna go with Fallen Twig for you, Henrik, because I can't remember who you were traveling with.
Okay.
So you are with this tabaxi going into the west. You have the seeming spell put on you, so you both look like orcs. And as you're walking in, you notice there doesn't seem to be anybody traveling on the roads as you're walking in. I would like Henrik to roll a perception check.
Okay. Mind if I use real dice for this?
Absolutely. As long as you don't lie to me about your dice rolls, I am perfectly okay with you using dice.
Okay. I'll pull up mine.
Look-
Sheet, natural 9. That comes out to a 12.
All right. So as you're going about doing, as you go about kind of looking around, you notice something a bit different on this side of town. You notice that some of these buildings are damaged. Some cracks in the walls, some doors broken down.
I'd like to roll investigation to see what caused this.
Absolutely. Roll an investigation check.
Huh? 18.
18. All right. As you inspect this, you kind of look at the. Wait, hold on 1 second. Apologies, I had to burp. As you come up to some of the cracks and everything on the walls, and you look at this damage is definitely done by probably a hammer or some kind of bludgeoning weapon. And these damages aren't like long. It's not like it's a stress fracture that's going over the entirety of the wall. It's like one part of the wall just got concaved, like a section of the wall got concaved, and there's some residual cracking from that where the hammer hit. You go up to the doors and you notice where the hinges are. They've been slashed in a nasty way. You'd assume there's probably axes that have cut through them. And you do, as you kind of look into some of the buildings, you see bodies.
What kind of bodies? Orc bodies?
They appear to be orcs, yes.
Okay. I don't know why they kill their own men, but you know what? That saves us some trouble.
And because you rolled that high, and you look into the building where you see the orc bodies, you see on the wall, written in what you would assume is blood, you see, it says traitors.
Okay, that explains it.
You see Fallen Twig just kind of comes. You see Twig kind of come up behind you and go, "This is definitely a very bloody mess."
I'm gonna assume that cause of death with lacerations.
Probably a good guess. Why would they be killing their own people, though?
It says on the wall over there, traitors.
Yes, but why would they bother? And wouldn't it be more effective to write it on the outside?
You have a point, but orcs aren't the brightest, so I'm just gonna chalk it up to their intelligence.
Alright. Seems rather strange, though. Alright. You watch as you guys continue. Like, you walk out of that house and you start kind of walking down the street a little bit. You see a couple more buildings that look like they've been, like, kicked in or destroyed. And suddenly, Henrik, you hear a scream. Coming due north from where you're at.
Can I roll a perception check to see how far, to like get a rough basis on how far away that is?
Alright, roll a perception check.
No, that is a 5.
So a total of?
5.
Oh gosh. You can't really tell what direction it's coming from. I'm going to roll for Twig. Twig
just say it's from north.
Twig just rolled a natural 20. Like, well, they were able to. Twig was able to look north and go, It appears to be coming from that house over there. And he points to a very specific house. And as he points out that house, you watch as like a fist goes through through a window, and you just hear a shattering sound. Shall we investigate? What was that?
Yeah, we should. And he just runs up.
Should we try to move up stealthily?
Yes, absolutely.
Alright, I'd like you to roll a stealth check. You are not blending in with the crowd, so this is just a straight check.
Yowza, that's a 6.
Well, that's a 26 for your friend, so as you're, like, about to go out and go, like, you're basically at the point where, like, oh, man, we need to get even closer. You just feel a hand, like a claw on your shoulder, pull you back to the wall and go, we don't want to get caught. Shh. And as you're up to the wall, you're now, like, one building away. You just see... you just watch as an orc gets blown through his door and just hits the ground like oh, oh. And you watch as an individual steps out of the building carrying what appears to be some kind of wicked looking dagger. You see a woman dressed in these like tight-fitting clothes from what you can tell, but still comfortable. It doesn't seem to be blocking her movement. She is not wearing shoes. Her eyes, they just look like there doesn't seem to be like any eyes there to begin with. Honestly, it just looks like light. I swear we didn't do anything. We're innocent. And you watch as she just steps down the steps of this home. That would be a lie. We have thoroughly investigated and found you to be a traitor. No, we didn't. We're not. We didn't do anything. And you watch as she reaches into her robe and she pulls out what appears to be a blade with a serpent on it. Henrik, roll a religion check.
Not my strong suit. Ugh. Oh, a 6.
You don't.
God, my rolls are.
You don't know what god this is or like what they're in reference to, but it feels familiar.
Can I roll a history check to see if I could like piece together who it might be?
I would say roll a history check because you're trying to remember a memory.
Okay, I have advantage on those, so that is a 21.
You remember that that Blue had a tattoo on his arm that looked very familiar to this serpent.
Oh. Huh.
He
Neo-Nog cult.
he just looks and he's like, I swear I've never seen that before in my life. Bullshit. And you watch as she gets close and grabs this guy by the front of his from the front of his armor and pulls him closer. And you watch as he reaches to his side and pulls a dagger and tries to stab her with it. You're gonna roll to see what happens. Natural 1. Rolling severity. Ooh! Oh! You watch as he reaches up to try to stab her, and you watch as she not only grabs his hand, you watch as she quickly twists it, and you hear a loud, audible cracking sound, and him scream in pain as his arm falls to his side. That's one arm broken. Confess to what you've done. Right. You people are crazy. Throwing our orc lives away for nothing. We're nothing but meat shields to you pathetic weaklings. And you watch as her hand grabs him by the throat. First of all, you're a traitor, and you have no reason to speak ill of us. 2, if we weren't here, you would be part of some dumb orc tribe that never got anything done. Third of all, you're an idiot. And you watch her hand closes on this person's throat, and they're struggling to get away. And you watch as this black energy comes from her hand, and you watch as his eyes go from a full blade color to being glazed over to milky white. And you watch as the struggling slowly stops. She lets go, and you just watch as he falls slumped on the ground. They never learn. If it wasn't for the Neo-Naga. You watch as she goes through his pockets. Roll a perception check.
15.
As you look around, you see there are other orcs, like 2 or 3 other orcs hiding and watching this whole scene. Like, not trying to get close at all. And she looks around. I need you to roll me another stealth check.
5.
See how good her. Gotta roll this. Alright. Oh. Henrik, as you are kind of staring off a corner of a building, just staring around, you watch as her eyes meet yours. And you're just like, shit, fuck. And you watch as she pulls out the Neo-Naga dagger. And she chucks it. And you hear, no! And you watch an orc fall to the ground. And he is insta-dead. She rolled a crit. And she looks at you, and the orc that's hiding behind the other building goes, "What are you doing around here? Get back to work."
You kill good, and he just walks off.
you kill good. Blushes anime girl style. As you're walking away, you kind of feel Twig's arm on your shoulder going, "What was that about?"
If I had this, that's the Zeta Rook, and looks like the Neo-Naga have infested their way into the town of Rook's army.
The Neo-Naga? Roll a history check for them. Oh, alright. Alright, she looks at you and he looks at you and goes, "A Neo-Naga here?"
I guess that was a Neo-Naga hilt.
That's quite to the feat to be able to get them inside of the Empire. Especially
But this could work to our advantage. More traders they have, the weaker armor army they have.
Wait. If they're working for the Neonaga, should we double back and see and check that person's home?
Not yet. We should wait for the Zeta Rook to leave.
Probably a good call. So, where would you like to go? Would you like to kind of stake out, hide from a distance, wait for her to leave, and then investigate, or would you rather?
Okay, so let me explain this. I'm gonna go down like an alley behind a house.
All right.
Take an immediate just like 90-degree turn, and then hide behind that same house I turned down the alley from.
All right. Well, because
Just on a different side of it.
Because you're a distance away, and because of the fact that you're completely out of the line of sight, roll another stealth check, but with advantage.
God, this is... Oh my god, that's a 10.
All right. Let us say your friend got a 23, and the Zeta Rook seems to be preoccupied with some other individuals running away from her.
I think Big was traveling with one of them called Lady Dream.
Already got it covered.
I don't know where she.
It's fine. It's fine. And after a bit, you watch as the Zeta Rook is completely gone.
Make a quick dash using my 80 feet movement to get into the house.
You watch as the tabaxi very quickly follows in your footsteps, able to keep pace with you. As you get to the house, you notice that it's locked.
Hold on. I have thieves' tools. Oh wait, I can do this.
Okay. Roll me a proficiency check. You remember?
Oh, that's good. 21.
All right. Yeah. No. As you put your keys in there, as you put in your lockpick into the keyhole, you just kind of and bink, and you hear a. And as you hear that, you turn the knob, and the door opens. As you are in here, immediately the place is a mess. It is torn apart. It looks like someone punched a window. It's a huge mess in here. You watch it.
Okay, I'd like to do a full investigation of the first floor.
Roll an investigation check.
Ouch. 14.
You look around, and it is a massive mess. It is hard to find anything on this floor. It just appears to be some kind of it appears to be someone's home, like just somebody lived here. You don't really understand like why this person would be a traitor. This person doesn't look like they go out much.
Is there like a second floor?
There is a second floor, yes.
Gonna go and investigate the second floor.
All right. As you go up the stairs, you notice this house is very similar to like some of the houses that they have.
Actually, hold on. Just one thing real quick.
Yes.
Before I go up to the second floor, I'm going to cast Alarm, and I'm going to have it cover the entire perimeter of the first floor, so like if anyone comes through the windows or the door, it'll alert me through a silent bell.
All right. So, as you take some time, you move some silver thread around, and you feel as you make the last movement, you feel something just kind of, in your head it's like, bling, to basically let you know that the spell is active.
Then I'm going to go run a full investigation of the second floor.
All right. Twig is going to assist you, so roll with advantage.
God. 16, and I'm gonna go ahead and use Flash of Genius to make that a dirty 20.
Make that a dirty 20. All right.
1 minute.
As you are searching around, you're taking your time, trying to be meticulous. Twig is helping you by pointing out certain things. And as you're walking towards the bed, you hear a and you look down and you put pressure with your right foot again. A loose floorboard.
Gonna take off that loose floorboard.
You just kind of put your hand in a good position. You're thinking, oh, I might need to pull some nails out or something like that. But as you put your hand on it, it comes out naturally. And you see a handle. Do you want to pull it?
I'm gonna check it for traps.
All right. Roll an investigation check.
19.
All right. As you're about to pull it, you do see there does appear to be a trap on it. Some kind of line that if you would have pulled it, it would have pulled the line and something would have triggered.
Gonna see if I can disarm it.
All right. Roll me a sleight of hand check.
Sleight of hand?
Yes.
Fuck. 8.
As you go to take care of this, you're like, all right, all I gotta do is cut this line. It should be no issues. You watch as you're about to cut it. The knife doesn't quite cut where it needs to be, and you feel a hand on your tool. And you watch as Twig looks at you and goes, "You need to be more careful." They rolled a natural 19 to stop you. Let me give it a try.
Yeah, that would probably be for the best.
You watch as Twig takes your tools. Oh yeah, fucking 22. You watch as, not even taking the tools out of your hands, they just very carefully lift up the handle of the blade so that it very slowly goes over the strand, and you just hear a chick, and you just see the string fall, and you hear a as you watch as 2 panels on the wall fall, and you see some pieces of paper that have writing on it.
Ooh, scrolls. I'm gonna go take them.
As you go to reach for them, roll an Arcana check.
Okay. Is this an Arcana check to recall information?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, that is... Ooh, that's good. That's a 24.
All right. As you're about to reach for this, you immediately freeze in your tracks. These scrolls are scrolls of... oh god, what is the spell? Froststorm. As you kind of follow the string from the handle to where these are the spells that would have triggered if you would have pulled. You know that if you move this, the spell will either trigger, or if you're extremely careful, you could pull the scroll off, but the spell might not be there once you pull it. Basically a contingency plan to prevent someone from stealing it.
That's not willing to take.
You gotta pull it.
I'm gonna try to pull it.
I need you to roll me a dexterity saving throw.
I got this. Yeah, I got this. 19.
As you pull it, you see the scroll just kind of glow a bright light. And then you see as half the writing disappears. I would say you can mark in your inventory Scroll of Ice Storm. Question mark.
Can I study the scroll?
But do you go back to the door to the handle?
Yes.
All right. As you go back to the handle and you pull, there is no resistance. The door does open. And as you pull it, you see what appears to be some kind of like undercrawl area. As you look in and you bring your hands in, you feel a box.
I check the box for traps.
All right, roll an investigation check.
That's not half bad. That is a 22.
All right. As you pull out the box and you inspect it very thoroughly, it does not seem to be trapped, magically or traditionally.
Okay.
But if the box feels weird.
It feels what?
It feels weird, kind of cold to the touch. What do you
Okay, is it locked?
The box does not seem to be locked.
You cut out, is it? Or is it not?
Oh, apologies. Okay, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, apologies. The box does not seem to be locked magically or traditionally. But it is very cold to the touch.
You know what? I'm stupid. I'm going to cast heat metal on it just to see if that works.
Well, as you attempt to do so, nothing happens. This box is not made of metal.
But you could have told me that. I'll work off the second spell. Okay, I'm gonna open it.
All right.
I don't care.
You open the box, and as you open it, you see you see a pair of what, like, the best way to explain it is it appears to be some kind of fabric. But it has symbols of snakes on it.
And I roll an Arcana check to kind of get a feel for the magic it has, if any.
But I say, do you have the identify spell?
Not prepared.
Okay. I will say roll an Arcana check to see if you can glean anything off of this.
Okay. Is it to recall information or not?
I would say it's to this is something you've learned about while you were training as to be an artificer. But you're not as well versed in this because there is some other aspects to it. So I can't say it's a history check. It is Arcana.
Well, I mean, just with my Archivist spectacles, I have advantage if it's to recall information.
This is information you are trying to recall.
Okay, good. That did not matter at all. 21.
As you're inspecting it, it's a silk, but then as you touch other parts of it, it feels kind of odd.
Actually, you know what? 25. Flash of genius.
All right. As you pull it out, you're becoming more familiar with it. You can tell that the outer part is silk, and what you thought were snakes, as you kind of extend out the fabric more, it appears to be more serpents. As you feel the inside of it, the inside of this cloak seems to have some kind of leather on it. And as you really feel it, it's shark skin. you can tell that there are some enchantment. There is an enchantment done on this on what apparently is a cloak. But without the identify spell, you can't identify what it is, because you are recalling that what this is made of, what's on this like fabric, are spell components. Very specific, very special silk for the outside with symbols, and on the inside is a type of leather and like skin. These things combined absolutely would definitely be spell components. You're not sure what this is though, like what specifically it is or what it does.
I'm gonna fold it up, and I'm gonna stuff it at the bottom of my bag of folding.
All right, and as you do so, you hear ba-doop, 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 ba-doop going off in your head.
I grab whatever his name is,
Twig.
and Twig. Someone has entered the house. We can hide here, or we can. Is there a window up here?
There is a window up here.
There's a very nice window we can jump out of. Your call.
I'm just gonna roll the dice. And you watch as Twig looks out the window. It's been a while since I've jumped out the window.
Henrik opens the window.
Want me to go first?
Absolutely.
You watch as let me roll an acrobatics check. No, you watch as he leans back out the window and falls backwards, and you watch as he basically backflips and lands on his feet, very very quietly. That's because they rolled a freaking 25.
Okay, I'm gonna jump out the window.
All right, roll an acrobatics check.
12.
You jump out the window, and you're like, I can do something cool too. So you try to put a little spin in it, and as you land, you 3-point land, but you feel the pain in the muscles in your leg as you didn't quite nail it, and that is going to hurt tomorrow.
Deadpool's right. Superhero landings always hurt the shins.
It's just like you stand up and you're just like, ow, in your head, worth it. But as you land, and I need you to roll a stealth check.
What?
I'm about to say, as you land, I need you to roll a stealth check.
10.
All right, and let's see. What do they do? Nope. Even with the 10, like, if they're not paying attention, because as you're walking, you see a very familiar woman walking back into this building. And as you're kind of walking away, you notice that she's being more meticulous with her searching. You assume that you probably beat her to fully investigating this person's home.
Good. That's very good.
And as you guys are going down the street, I think the best place for us to go next would probably be, as he points to the largest building, the keep probably has a lot more secrets and things we can learn.
Sounds like a plan. Let's go.
Let's be very quiet.
Sounds like a plan. Let's go.
And I need you to roll me one more stealth check.
Got 6.
Oh my god.
What is up with me?
Well, they got a dirty 20. As you're walking, you're just like, you're trying to fit in as an orc and everything, and you do bump into some other orcs that are walking like this direction. They kind of give you a side glance, because you're just like, you're like Crunk from Emperor's New Groove, and you're just like,
I can just imagine him like, I can just imagine Henrik having like such a hard time acting dumb.
But as you are moving along the streets, we would turn ourselves to Belwraith. But unfortunately, I do actually have to end the stream here because of the fact that I have to get ready for work in 4.5 hours. Not even. So, I'm sorry. I gotta end the session here.
Damn.
But Belwraith.
Don't do me like that.
I'm sorry, but at Belwraith, we're gonna be starting next session on you.
Technically, Belwraith has 2 things to catch up on because they missed, passed out last session.
Winter,
Yes.
you left Blue in the worst place he can be at.
I honestly did not think that your companion was going to notice notice the goblins. And when they rolled a freaking natural 18, and the goblins, even with their bonuses, rolled lower than their perception, it was like, this would be an interesting route.
Now I'm the secretary to the Tanarook.
I've gone to sleep 2 hours
Winter,
ago.
I have a question.
Yes.
Would we have been screwed if I didn't place down that alarm spell?
Oh yeah, she would have. Her stealth check was ridiculously high, and I'm like, oh man, would she have noticed this? No, she doesn't notice because it's a magic alarm. Like, there's no way she would know. And so basically, in your head, you just hear that you heard the noise, and it was just like you would know that someone's in the house.
I want more interactions with her and Garnet, by the way.
I mean, there's always a chance. The funny thing is, this could have gone in so many different directions.
Yeah.
I am surprised you guys didn't end up in combat, but you guys, were very like, this is what's going on. I have to stick to the plan. I was like fully expecting like Garnet, it was just like, yeah, we could totally investigate this place, and then Garnet going like, yeah, but we could also go this way and try to find out what's going on over there. Or like, because you're just walking into the church and seeing this person and going, nope, and walking directly back out.
I would have done that.
It was a bit tempting, but yeah, I figured. Obviously, this is important. This is not something to just nope out of.
And Blue was the one I was like, oh, he's gonna have one of the most fun encounters. I'm like, man.
Is the one in most danger right now, I think.
Yeah, but basically, in my brain, I was like, man, I hope the 2 people that try to find this particular interaction is either Kazir or Blue, and it was just like the moment like Blue's friend picked up on this, I'm like, oh, this is gonna be fun.
Winter,
yes.
Blue is currently sandwiched between the 2 most powerful people he's ever met, and they're both enemies.
Oh, I mean, to be fair, you have your companion with you. They're just invisible.
With shitty rolls,
I don't know where.
The assassin of this war party.
To be fair, she was a woman on a mission.
Yes,
Winter,
but that changes nothing.
Yes.
I was so tempted to ask the Tanarook if I could polish his weapon.
Ooh, that would have been interesting.
That sounds kind of lewd. Sorry, I had to say that out loud.
I'm not.
You just polish it. You're like polishing his weapon, and he's just like, "Whoa, you need to buy me dinner first."
It was rusted and chipped. As an orc, he wouldn't, and a fighter, or someone who uses weapons, he would know that's a chipped and rusted weapon dulls quicker.
But either way, I apologize, Ballard. I would have loved to keep going because I would have loved to for you to be in your situation, because your situation is going to be equally as interesting as theirs, if not a little bit more
He was
odd.
supposed to be asleep.
But unfortunately, like it is 1 a.m, and I do work and I do have to get up and get ready for work in 4 hours.
Like seconds before you called it, I was thinking that you were gonna call it, and I felt it
But
in my soul.
to be
Yeah.
to be fair, I honestly feel like I called it on a good spot because this is gonna get a little bit more complicated and it's gonna be fun.
Yeah.
I,
For Bell Race, you have like 2 sessions worth of stuff to catch up on.
For
by the way,
In some ways, not quite 2 sessions, but 2.5.
Right.
1.5. I mean,
Can you run it through me real quick? Just cliff notes.
cliff notes of what happened in last session. You guys were working with a sect of the Thieves Guild. Working with them, you were able to you're basically made the plan that you were going to sneak into this city to get more information about what's going on, not only with the head of the empire, but also get more information about what their battle plans were for attacking Stratford. And you guys,
Yeah, I remember that.
you guys,
I thought
with a bit of work, you guys were able to successfully sneak into all the different sections of the city, but you guys went separate to make sure that you guys weren't detected. And as you guys were doing so in this session, quick cliff notes. Stray and his partner went into a church and found the former leader chained up, and I got to introduce not only my own subrace, my own race that I could have been working on.
beep beep boop bop.
Oh, sorry. And with Kazir's section of the story, he and I not only got to introduce the former mayor of this city, but also I got to reveal a homebrew race that I've been working on, as well as my own take on a very special class known as the Siphoner. For Garnan's story, he got to learn about as he snuck in. He got to learn about the Voodoo Rook, like what's going on amongst the populace, and in doing so, learned that not only did they break down the wall of Stratford, but they were assisted by Ezrin, who is the follower of Baphomet, and Garnan's brother.
Shut up. We're not talking about.
That was a clutch deception check, by the way.
I'm in
Oh, I
danger.
can't wait for us to meet Belwraith's sister.
Oh, it's gonna be fun.
Oh,
But Belwraith's backstory is gonna be very interesting. Actually, most of your guys' backstories are gonna be very interesting as we're getting into them.
If someone doesn't cry, I've failed.
Oh, sad face.
Winter, remember, Blue's orc form is an orc, big ol', well, not really that big. An orc in leather armor with his Olnuk tattoo showed right on his neck.
That's right.
And if I remember, the Tanaruk used to be from the Olnuk.
That is correct. Because of your performance and how you're acting and everything, even with that, he wasn't able to incite you enough to tell that you were being facetious. Plus, it helps that the Voodoo Rook was in the room with him. He tends to get distracted.
I hate to do this, but I'm gonna call it a night.
I was
guys.
going to say, I need to do the same. I need to get some sleep. But next week, we're going to continue. I have next Saturday off, so I might try to start this a bit earlier if we can.
Start with Belwraith.
And we're going to be starting at Belwraith because of the fact that I rolled to see some of the stuff that happens to you guys. Which again, each of your stories could have gone completely south if you chose to do something else. And if something would have went wrong, especially in Blue's side, this could have been wicked hilarious.
I feel like Belwraith is gonna fuck it up because dude can't act.
I mean,
Yeah.
there's always a chance that Belwraith could just go like, huh, That's funny. And the other orc's like, tell me about it.
No one questions, like...
His mundane attitude.
Better say you just speak monotone, and they're just looking at it
Monotone, that's what I meant.
Yeah, no, I mean, pretty accurate. Mundane and monotone.
Yeah, good point.
But either way, for the stream, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure you take care, stay healthy, and most importantly, I hope you all stay frosty.